People, you have no idea how excited I am to talk about this movie. I said I was going to see Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret, and I was, but there was no suitable show times this week. But I will see it before it gets out of cinemas, hopefully soon. So instead, I went to see a film called Hypnotic. Now, I heard things about this film, but I didn't know much about the plot or anything like that. The only things I knew about this film was that Robert Rodriguez, director of Spy Kids and stuff like Shark Boy and Lava Girl, was the guy in the director's chair, and it starred Ben Affleck. That is all I knew about this movie. Now I'm going to say this now. If you're going to see The Little Mermaid this week, go ahead and see it. If you're going to see Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret, go ahead. But if you want to go to the cinema for a third time this week, go and see Hypnotic. It is the best bad film of the year so far. I cannot express enough how laughable and goofy this movie is. This movie takes itself so seriously, it thinks it's the second coming of Inception. And in reality, it's the most laughable thing ever. Now, as I said, Robert Rodriguez made this film. And this guy has got a wide range of films in his locker. This guy has gone from making films in his backyard with a green screen with top-notch acting.
I did not! Mr. Electric, send him to the principal's office and have him expelled!
To making big-budget movies like this film Hypnotic and cult classics like Planet Terror, which is a personal favourite of mine. So I was kind of excited to see this film. I don't mind Robert Rodriguez. I think he's actually made some really solid films. I was interested to see what he brought to the table. And of course, with Ben Affleck in the main role, there's reason to be excited. Yeah, and this was easily one of the best cinema experiences I've had for all the wrong reasons. There was just me and one other guy in the cinema. And this guy could not look more bored, and he was obviously, he wasn't interested in the film. I was there laughing my head off, sniggering to myself, and this guy didn't seem to care. And I thank him so much for this, because this film is a comedy. It's a comedy from start to finish. If you want me to tell you the plot, then... Whew. So... We get this cop. Our main character is a detective sort of guy. He's played by Ben Affleck. And he goes to this bank robbery to try and stop it. And then there's these people with weird hypnotic powers. And the way they explain it is so laughable. Apparently these people can like make people think they're in another world or something. They can control them. It's like hypnosis, but... it's not hypnosis. I really don't know how to explain this movie to you guys, honestly. The only way you're going to really enjoy this movie and understand what it's about is just by going to see it. Because this movie is so hard to review, and I don't want to spoil it. It's so hard to review this movie without spoiling. So, from now on, I'm just going to give you, like, the miniature details. So, let me talk about the characters. The characters are as thin as they could be. Ben Affleck's character, his backstory is that he had a daughter that went missing. And then things get revealed over time, making this movie more laughable. Honestly, there is a reveal and a plot twist pretty much every 10 minutes. This should have been called Plot Twist the Movie, because... every 10 minutes, something gets revealed, and it's so laughable with what's just happened. So the main character is super thin and boring. His sidekick wife, girlfriend, yeah, she's super boring. The bad guy is the most bad guy ever. His motivation is so flipping simple. We have seen it trillions of times before. Like, he is just the bad guy in this film. And of course, I talked about plot twists and reveals. Well, the big third act reveal that's in all these sort of movies. Wow, 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 wow. The reveal is so cliche. We have seen this reveal in so many different movies that it's really starting to get a joke now. So the story and characters, they are trash and laughable. What about visually? Well, now let me say this now. It's fine taking inspiration from other filmmakers, like, in this case, Christopher Nolan and Inception and all that. Perfectly fine. Maybe not just clearly rip them off, though, like Robert Rodriguez did. Honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if Rodriguez told us that they basically stole scenes from Inception and just green screen them over, like Ben Affleck and everything. Because the world-bending visuals are... they're so accurate to Inception, to the point where it becomes laughable, and it's clearly just ripping that film off. And the worst part is, they look so bad. The green screen is abysmal in this film. You can see like the edges sometimes of the people around it. It looks so cheap and bad. The direction, the cinematography. There is like one okay shot in this movie, and even that is nothing special. The direction in this is awful. The action scenes, I say action scenes, they're pretty much just standing there and looking at each other. The villains and the heroes, that's all those action scenes are. And it's like quick cuts, jarring, over the top editing. It's so bad. And it felt like the editors sometimes just put this weird blurry effect over the camera to make it feel like they were in this weird distorted world. It looks so cheap and laughable. And the colour palette, they basically just washed all the colour out in this film. It's like the Suicide Squad movie. All the colour is gone. And that's like this film as well. And I think the actors knew this film was awful because none of them look like they're trying at all. Ben Affleck could not look more bored. I wouldn't have been surprised if as soon as the director said cut, he wanted some coffee. Because he just looks so bored and depressed in this film. And I feel so bad for the guy. Him and Alice Braga have zero chemistry. William Fichtner, who plays our main villain, the bad guy. He has one emotion on his face for the entire movie. And there's even a couple scenes where he messes up his lines. Honestly, Hypnotic is the most laughable film I have ever seen this year. 100%. Just go and watch it for the laughs. It is that bad. Wow, am I glad I paid money to see this. When the most normal thing in your cinema trip was seeing a woman bounce around in an Ariel costume, you know this was a wacky ride. So yeah, Hypnotic is going to get a 1 out of 10, but 10's across the board for comedy. An absolutely amazing bad movie, which I cannot suggest enough. And guys, that is it for the end of this review. I hope you all enjoyed. If you have seen this film, please let me know what you thought of it. I hope you all enjoyed. Have a good day, and see you later.